Reporting from downtown Jacksonville, the top two teams in the UPSHOT League set to square off on this Friday night. It's the 9-3 Jacksonville Waves and the 7-6 Charlotte Crown on UPSHOT League TV. Courtside here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena, she is the former JU Hooper, Savannah's own Alexis Pierce. I am Mia O'Brien. Thanks so much for spending part of your Friday night with us, whether that be on YouTube, terrestrial over-the-air TV with our friends up in Charlotte, or here in Jacksonville, FLA, or perhaps you're listening to us on our audio broadcast on Mixlr. Alexis, Jacksonville is the only team in the month-plus history of the UPSHOT League to not make a single transaction this season. Coach Jess Bogie riding with that 11-player squad, and it's as sound a group as we've seen in the UPSHOT League. What impressed you most, though, about last week's 3-0 weekend here at home?
Honestly, Mia, what's impressed me most about this Jacksonville Waves team is their ability to disrupt on the defensive end. And that was something that we talked about with Coach Jess Bogie. Emphasis was ball screen defense, and I think that's what's made them climb to the top. And they've been able to do it not only on the defensive end, but what I've loved is the variety of scoring that they've had. Whether it's in the paint, whether it's in the perimeter, you have so many dynamic scorers who can score the ball at a high clip, and she can look 1 through 11 to decide who she wants to go to. And that's what I love about the Jacksonville Waves team. And that's why they're sitting #1 in this UPSHOT League.
They've won 3 in a row. The visiting Charlotte Crown have won 6 in a row. What's changed over the last 2 weeks for Tricia Stafford-Odom's squad?
Charlotte is at its best when they can speed teams up, when they can get out in the open court, when you have a player like Deja Kelly who can get to her spots, as well as A.D. Durr as well. But what I noticed with the Charlotte Crown team as well, I watched them against Savannah Steel. They can force teams to turnovers. They had 23 fast break points. They had 18 points off their 16 turnovers. They can disrupt on the defensive end. To me, these two teams between Jacksonville and Charlotte, they're kind of looking at themselves in the mirror because they have an emphasis on the defensive end. I think if they both can really dial in on the defensive end, get out in transition, this can be a really up-tempo game. Like we saw the very first game that these two teams played was 103 to 95. That was a very high-scoring game. So I look forward to seeing that type of dynamic this game here today.
We will meet the starting lineup for both sides here momentarily, but first, our players to watch, beginning with the Waves and 220 burgers last week for the hometown hero.
Yep, the hometown hero, Renaya Davis, absolutely dominant. She's been shooting some threes, too, stretching a little bit. I love that she's been able to stretch the defense. 20 points her last time out. I've loved the way that Renaya Davis has really taken ownership of this team. We talked to Coach Jess Bogie. She challenged her. She said, I can get a little bit more out of you, and Renaya responded. She's been absolutely phenomenal. Right now, she's averaging about 13 points per game, just below 8 rebounds per game. So she's doing it all on both ends of the floor.
She is the 4th leading scorer in the UPSHOT League. Meanwhile, for the Charlotte Crown, your player to watch is
Shaquilla Nunn. Oh my gosh. The vet. I had an opportunity to watch her against that Savannah Steel team, and I was impressed. Honestly, between 12 games, in 7 games, she's only been with the Charlotte Crown for 7 games, and she is almost averaging a double-double, 13 points per game, just below 9 rebounds per game. She's doing it all. I mean, like I said, she's averaging 12 points. She's physical. She has a high motor. She never stops. She had so many second chance opportunities for Charlotte against Savannah Steel. It was incredible to watch. So I think that this is going to be a battle between the front court here tonight, and I'm excited to see Shaquilla Nunn go to work.
She is in the starting 5 for Charlotte tonight. We will meet those starters for the visitors here in just a second. But first, a change-up to Jacksonville's starting 5 for the first time in 12 games. Cheyenne Sellers will not play tonight, and so Jess Bogie elevates Kayla Pointer to the starting roster. No, that's music to Alexis Pierce's ears, her old former Hooper and rival on the hardwood in KP, Georgia's own. She is joined in that starting 5 by Renaya Davis, Lindsey Pulliam, Air Hearn, Jasmine Walker. Your biggest key, Alexis, for Jacksonville, 2nd straight week back home here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena.
I think, honestly, Mia, just continue to do what they've done. Obviously, they're finding some success. they look to their front court. They can get out in transition, defend at a really high level, talk, communicate on those ball screens. Like I mentioned, Jess Bogie made an emphasis on. I think if they could continue to do that, I think they can come out with a win here today.
For the Crown, the dynamic backcourt of A.D. Durr and Deja Kelly, leads the way in their starting lineup. They are joined by the aforementioned Shaquila Nunn, Michelle Anya, and Reagan Richardson. What's objective number one for Charlotte here tonight, Alexis?
I think for the Charlotte Crown, I've been loving Shaquila Nunn, but as Deja Kelly goes, Charlotte goes. I think if they can disrupt Jacksonville on the defensive end, get out in transition, create opportunities in the open floor for Deja Kelly to get her spots, 80 to get to her spots, set up Shaquila Nunn so she can get those board second chance opportunities. They can find some success as well, Mia.
She's rose the ranks among the UPSHOT League stat leaders, now the third leading scorer in the four-team league's inaugural season, still number one in assists per contest, averaging 4.2 dishes per game. Our officials today, Dominique Hunter, Ryan McCarty, and Brendan Ryan. The visiting Charlotte Crown in the light purple, what do we want to call that, olive, mauve?
I don't know. It's cute, though.
Yeah, I like it. One way or another, this is an elite uniform matchup if you like color schemes and you pay attention to that. The Crown in those purple and purple with the darker purple accent uniforms. The visitors in this contest, Jacksonville in their home whites with the teal accents.
Yeah.
Charlotte is coached by Trisha Stafford Odom. Jacksonville coached by Jess Bogie. We appreciate you guys joining us. Part of your Friday night here on UPSHOT League TV, whether that be on YouTube, over the air in Charlotte and Jacksonville, or on audio on Mixler. Great crowd filling in here at Campione Law Court, Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena, as we get set to tip off a back-to-back between the top two teams in the UPSHOT League. It's the Charlotte Crown and the Jacksonville Waves. As we await these two teams here on the floor, Alexis, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. Kayla Pointer getting her first start as a member of the Waves. What can she bring to this starting five?
Honestly, Mia, what can't she bring? She is a dynamic floor general. She's not a score first point guard. She loves to get her team involved early, and I think that she'll look to do that. Especially, I think Kayla will be the floor general, and then Air will move to that too. So you'll see a different dynamic from Air, who usually controls the game. So I'm excited to see Kayla Pointer. I think Coach Jezzy, I put Jezzy and Bogie together.
I like that. We're going to start calling her that.
Yeah, wait, how am I ask her, can I call her that? Coach Jess Bogie made an emphasis of how Kayla can be important to this Jacksonville team, and I think with this start tonight, we'll be able to see that.
It'll be Davis and Onya on the center circle to tip things off. Opening tip is controlled by the Crown, and we are underway from Jacksonville, FLA. Quickly into the paint with Onya. The jumper off the right block drops in for the first olive out of the jar.
Michelle Onya, just six points last game, 4 rebounds. So I look to see them get her going early, which they have already.
With the roster moves that Trisha Stafford Odom has made here over the last 3 weeks or so, a clear emphasis on the front court and developing depth in the post. Fadeaway, jumper from Jasmine Walker. That's got to feel good for Jasmine Walker to see.
I love Jasmine Walker's game. A stretch four who can absolutely shoot the basketball and bang down low as well.
She had just 2 points last time out. In and out three is good for Reagan Richardson. A high-scoring affair as advertised here in the opening minute. Davis stops, pops, can't get that one to fall. The rebound to Kelly. Deja Kelly played her college ball at UNC and Oregon. Again, one of the headliners for this Crown team as they work it inside. Once more to Onya, the Cal product, putting on a show for commissioner of the UPSHOT League and a proud Cal fan herself, Donna Orender, sitting here courtside. Nice take from KP. Net never moved.
And I did say that KP is a pass-first point guard, but she can definitely get to the cup, as you saw there.
Another one from Michelle Onya. She's 3 for 3 from the floor in the opening 90 seconds, 9-4 crown.
I don't know. Jacksonville's going to have to find somebody to stop Onya here.
Back and forth we go. Jacksonville settles into the half-court set. Jumper on the way from Pulliam, rattles off the rim. Here's Kelly, one-on-one with Davis. Almost had it poked away. Instead, she dumps it off downstairs for Nunn. Nunn gets fouled on her way to the rim, and she'll shoot the first free throws of tonight's contest. As you alluded to, Alexis, these two teams met in the opening weekend of UPSHOT League play right here in Jacksonville. They last matched up in the Queen City on June 3rd. That game won by the Waves 67-59.
What I love about this UPSHOT League is, granted, these teams are familiar foes, but you have to battle each and every night. It doesn't matter if you've seen this team once or 20 times. I love how they come out and compete every single night. And
you think at this point in time, having faced each other multiple times over, just 4 teams in this inaugural season, they start recognizing each other's tendencies. The scout, it gets even easier. And so as coaches, you probably have to try to change something up, right?
100%.
That three is no good from Davis off the back of the iron. Richardson clears. Now a cross-court heave, intercepted. Air Hearn, her first stat of the night. She has to pull it back out. 16 on the shot clock, into KP. Kayla Pointer thought about the easy two, now lays it off the window. Her second bucket of the day. (10-6). Charlotte in front as we approach the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. Personal foul going to be assessed on Lindsey Pulliam. A.D. Durr fighting through the screen.
I love that KP is looking very comfortable here in this matchup early.
Fresh legs already into the ball game for Jacksonville. Jasmine Walker takes a seat. As mentioned, just 2 points in 4 minutes last time out for the Alabama product, but she lit it up last Thursday night on Kids Day. Back-to-back threes to open the scoring. Also had 15 points in the opener against this same Crown team. She takes a seat, though, in favor of Adup Bulgak, who put on a show of her own during last week's 3-game homestand.
Adup Bulgak, she has, I'm a fan, to say the least. I'm a fan.
Nicely threaded needle there from Air Hearn downstairs to Renaya Davis. Everything but Davis will shoot the first free throws for Jacksonville. But Adup Bulgak got it done on the offensive and defensive end last week in 2 games against the Savannah Steel. 1 on Sunday, Father's Day, against the Greensboro Groove. She had 11 points Sunday with about 20-plus family and friends here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. 2 blocks as well. Certainly a player who, when she's your 6th woman, that is such an asset for Jess Bogie.
Oh, absolutely, Mia. When you have somebody with the stature and the physicality as Adup Bulgak, you're winning.
And the ability to step out from 3.
Exactly, and the ability to step out from 3. She can do it all on both ends of the floor. And like you mentioned, coming off the bench and having that size come in and replacing somebody like Jasmine Walker, you can really find some success there from everybody.
She does exactly that on this trip down the floor. Couldn't get it to go, the 3 ball that is. Last touch, though, by Deja Kelly, and it'll stay on this end. We saw Regan Richardson on the previous trip down the floor for Charlotte drain a 3 of her own. Another emphasis I think we're seeing as this season evolves in the UPSHOT League, Alexis, the need not just for more post play, but also for posts who can stretch and step out from beyond the arc.
I think now in today's day and age, we don't really see true post players as we used to. Now these post players have been able to really change their games and step out like you mentioned and shoot. Even just that elbow shot or that 3 ball like Adup Bulgak, you're going to be able to have different variations of your game and not just be a post player.
Bulgak flagged for the foul under the basket as Deja Kelly attacked the rim. It'll be Nunn at the line shooting free throws. Nunn played her college ball at Winthrop. 3rd round selection of the San Antonio Stars. all the way back in 2017.
Was now the Las Vegas Aces.
I was just going to say, Alexis, for those who may be unfamiliar with the journey the San Antonio Stars took, once upon a time they played in Utah, then they played in Texas. Now, of course, the reigning WNBA champion, Las Vegas Aces. None can't get that one to go. Splits the trip. Currently doubling up the Waves, 14-7, 6:20 to play here in the first. Here's pulling them off the screen from Bulgak. Gets the shot off the side of the window. More free throws coming for Jacksonville.
Speaking of the evolution of the W, let's talk about the Houston Comets.
Yeah.
Obviously, Coach Stafford Odom was in during that stint there. She didn't catch the dynamic championship run, but she was there, to say the least, and they're making their way back here, what, in 2020?
Next season. This is the final season of the Connecticut Sun.
Exactly.
And then the Connecticut Sun will once again become the Houston Comets after a trademark dispute. It is official. Tricia Stafford Odom played in the W. We saw Coretta Brown when she traveled here last week as the head coach of the Savannah Steel. Of course, played at UNC, also played professionally. Speaking of the W, the former #2 overall pick from 2019, A.D. Durr, can't get the jumper to fall, but Anya, another bucket for the Cal product.
And Mia, you had an opportunity to catch up with AD this past week, right?
I did, and as Bulgak drains one of her signature threes, that makes it 16-12 Charlotte over the Waves, as close as Jacksonville has been since the opening minute of action. None trying to add 2 more. She can't. It was great to catch up with AD, and I think that one thing that has gotten lost, or rather a storyline that got lost in the world of women's basketball, I remember reading the great story that Ben Pickman, now with the Portland Fire, but back when he was with Sports Illustrated, then moved to The Athletic, did on AD. AD not only contracted COVID, but ended up in the hospital, ended up basically a long hauler that there still really isn't an explanation at this point what occurred to A.D. Durr after she contracted the coronavirus. And so they spent 2 years trying to figure out a solution away from the basketball floor, returns the New York Liberty, which AD said she was so grateful that they honored her contract. She was able to return to the team that drafted her, #2 overall out of Louisville, and played 1.5 more seasons there before being traded to the Atlanta Dream. And so happy AD is to have another opportunity to play somewhat close to home in Charlotte in the UPSHOT League.
Man, what a story that AD has to tell. But I'm so happy that we're able to witness, greatness on the floor here today.
Jacksonville has cut it to 1 possession here. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Richardson dumped it off for none. Last touched by Jacksonville, but harm on the way out of bounds. That's going to be another foul against Jacksonville. More free throws coming. That one goes against Madison Griggs, and Charlotte will shoot more free throws when we return. 4:54 remaining here in the first quarter. The Crown up by 2.
For 30 years, CSI Companies has been a trusted workforce partner for organizations facing critical needs. Headquartered right here in Jacksonville, Florida, and operating nationwide, CSI combines the scale of a large firm with the personalized service of a boutique partner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we take a moment to honor and thank our hometown heroes, presented by Vystar Credit Union, the brave men and women who have served in the military. Your courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication to protecting our freedoms inspire us all. Fans, at this time, we ask that all veterans and active duty service members in attendance please stand so we can recognize you. To these incredible individuals, we salute you. Join us in giving them a warm round of applause for their service and commitment. Thank you for everything you've done and continue to do for our country.
All right, Jacksonville, it's time.
Two-point ball game here in the 4th ever meeting between the Jacksonville Waves and the Charlotte Crown. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here live on UPSHOT League TV, whether that is on YouTube, Mixler, or one of our wonderful over-the-air partners. Appreciate everybody especially hanging out with us, more than 150 of you in the YouTube live chat. Going to try to interact with you guys whenever we can. Mia O'Brien, Alexis Pierce. Alexis, the word you said you were searching for in describing both these teams, positionless basketball. We have seen the bigs stepping out from distance so far in this opening 5-minute sequence a whole heck of a lot.
100%. You're talking about somebody who's average right now, who has 8 points in this ball game, Michelle Onya, who's just been able to pick apart the defense, find her little short court or her short jump shot over the defense of the Jacksonville Waves. She's finding some success here tonight. And then on the Jacksonville Waves side, Duke Bugat. We've talked about her name is going to continue to make waves here throughout this season. I mean, 1 for 2 from the three-point line, and she can just absolutely stretch the defense. If you're guarding her, you make sure to have a hand up, because she's going to shoot it. She's going to shoot it without any conscience. So you make sure you have a hand up if you're the Charlotte Crown.
One Bulgak bucket. Kayla Pointer, the leading scorer for Jacksonville, who already has 6 players in the scoring column. KP getting her first career start as a member of the Waves tonight, in lieu of Cheyenne Sellers being out this evening. Reagan Richardson has drained 2 threes for the Crown. She's got 6. She and the Crown back to work here. Baseline jumper from Nunn, sails over the hoop. Madison Griggs the board. Here's Air Hearn, still searching for her first points of the night. Instead, leaves it for Bulgak. That's a 2. But it's another Bulgak bucket. A no-doubter of a Bulgak bucket at that.
100%.
Deja Kelly probing. Kicks it back out. Now inside, a paint touch here for Onya. Onya, after nearly getting it swatted away by Bulgak. That's an offensive rebound, or so it appears, for Lily Grissett, who's checked into this one. More fouls. That's actually going to be an offensive foul, it appears, against Charlotte.
Do they call it on Lily there, or?
We await the official verdict from our officials. It is indeed against Grissett.
Gotcha.
As Hearn brings it up the floor. Air Hearn, Lindsay Pulliam, Adut Bulgak, Madison Griggs, and Taylor Soule out on the floor for Jacksonville, who turns it over. Richardson the other way, a head full of steam in transition. She's got 8.
And that was the emphasis that I said during our pregame, Mia, getting out in transition, getting stops, and having their defense lead to their offense.
Both these teams really want to get out and run. Soule posted up, gets the friendly roll. Taylor Soule had a quiet weekend last week. She doesn't have, from what we can see, the full shoulder contraption, although I think it is under that sleeve, that maybe limited her a little bit last week, not limiting her on that offensive possession, Alexis.
Yeah, I talked to her a little bit about her shoulder. She said it was just for precautionary reasons, nothing major. It could potentially be slowing her down, but she just wanted to put it on there just to make sure everything is all good.
Renaya Davis back out there to join Soule in the front court for Jacksonville. 3:19 to go here in the first quarter, all knotted at 18. Pulliam almost had it poked away there by Chloe Welch. Gets the shot off once more, draws more contact, and more free throws coming for the Northwestern grad. Lindsay Pulliam, her 10th game in double figures. Last time out, she dropped 10 and 5 against the Greensboro Groove on, or check that, 12 and 6. Against the Greensboro Groove on Father's Day. Really stuffed the stat sheet. 3 assists, a steal, and a block. She had 10 and 5 the last time
out, yeah.
that they played the Charlotte Crown back on June the 3rd.
She's really found her flow within this Jacksonville team. Earlier on, she struggled a little bit, but I love that she's progressed throughout the season, and you see that in the stat sheet.
And still struggling a little bit going into last weekend from the three-point line, and she drained 2 early on Sunday, and so starting to find her stroke from distance as well. More new faces checking into the lineup for Trisha Stafford Odom. Our first look at Corey Lard, a Davenport, Iowa product who began this season on the developmental roster spot for the Crown. She controls it, guarded by Hearn, 8 to shoot. Also checking into this one, Kiki McGill-Jefferson, now 3 to shoot for Nunn and friends, and it's stolen away by Soule. One-on-one the other way with Jefferson. Soule through the contact, can't get it to fall. Taylor Soule, though, will head to the charity stripe.
Taylor Soule, active hands on the basketball, getting out in transition, absorbed that contact, couldn't quite finish the bucket, but she's earning herself a trip to the free throw line for 2.
Taylor Soule, one of several players with some ACC flair on this Jess Bogie-led roster. Played at 2 Atlantic Coast Conference institutions, finishing her career at Virginia Tech, started it at Boston College.
She also has some coaching in her blood a little bit too, Mia.
She does indeed. Tell us more, Alexis.
She's currently the program assistant for her former coach in Kenny Brooks. I love Kenny Brooks, by the way.
The legend.
The legend. I had an opportunity to talk to him during the Final Four a few years ago when they went to the Final Four. And just a stand-up guy, a dad. You know you love your girl dads. He's a great, not only a great coach, but a great all-around person as well.
And really has taken that Kentucky program to new heights. Air Hearn stops, pops, and drops.
As I've mentioned before when we were here last time, Mia, Air has ability to turn it on whenever she wants. I think she just, the way that she's able to score the basketball in so many different ways, facilitate the basketball in so many different ways. When she wants to call her own number, she absolutely will.
She and the Waves will have another opportunity here to continue what is a 6-0 run. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter after Welch threw it away. Hearn running the point now, directs traffic. Bulgak trying to thread the needle through the paint to Lindsey Pulliam, who's guarded by Welch on the baseline. Here's Soule, the drive off the left block, dumps it off Bulgak. Easy lay-in.
I love that by Adu Bulgak. She could have absolutely stayed out on the perimeter, but the ability to cut, to find the open lane, for Taylor Soule to find her down there, that was absolutely perfection.
And honestly, Alexis, I don't want to say that's the first time we've seen Jacksonville run a play or run action in the half-court set, but we really haven't seen a ton of it. It's really been a lot of run and gun for both sides as Air Hearn adds another steal to her season tally.
As you see, when teams start to learn each other a little bit better, just like that, they can find their players, right? They're moving without the basketball. Renaya Davis and Taylor Soule, absolutely beautiful basketball by Jacksonville Waves.
Extra pass, too. That's what you love to see. You're so accustomed to talking about it outside the arc, but how about in the paint, too? Almost another miscue by the Crown, and now it is. Pulliam comes away with the loose ball, and Hearn the finish. It's a 12-0 Jacksonville run.
And I knew at some point Jacksonville was going to find some flow in this game. They have to get those steals and get out in transition to really get back into who they are.
Nunn, spin move, nice post moves. Lays it off the window, can't get it to drop. Five-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Air Hearn content to run some clock. She's guarded by Lard. Off the screen from Bulgak. Here's Soule, back to Bulgak, 4 to shoot, guarded by Nunn. The jumper denied in the open floor by Nunn. 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. Welch, bottom of your screen on the near side, throws it up. That just misses the rim, and that will do it for the opening 10 minutes. Jacksonville, powered by a 12-0 run down the stretch, leads it 30-18 through 1. Don't go anywhere. We've got the second quarter coming your way here on UPSHOT League TV. Great crowd on hand here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena for Military Appreciation Weekend. A back-to-back between the Charlotte Crown, the Jacksonville Waves here in the River City. Alongside Alexis Pierce, I'm Mia O'Brien. Thanks for being a part of that great crowd. If you are watching online at UPSHOT League TV on YouTube or Mixler or one of our wonderful over-the-air partners. Biggest takeaways for you, Alexis Pierce, from the opening quarter of action?
Well, I'm loving this Jacksonville Waves, the way that they're being able to get out in transition, get stops right now. They have 8 points off Charlotte's 5 turnovers. But check this stat out, Mia. 6 assists off 11 made field goals. Their ability to share the basketball right now is where they're paying dividends here in this first half. I think for the Charlotte Crown, I think they just need to slow down, get into their flow, take care of the basketball right there. This is the Elevaz turnover, but pressure by Taylor Soule on Deja Kelly. Take care of the basketball, get out in transition, do what they do best. I think Charlotte can kind of cut into this deficit a little bit.
It's a 12-0 run for Jacksonville, dating back to the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. Pulliam tries to dump it off in the paint to Soule. She corrals it, guarded by A.D. Durr, 7 to shoot. Kick out, top of the key, Renaya Davis off the back of the iron. Deja Kelly somehow muscles her way to get the shot off. It's short. Here comes Davis the other way. Thought about the coast to coast, and now she drives. Pulls it back out. Renaya Davis, 20 points last Thursday against Savannah, a season-high 25 against Greensboro on Sunday. Lindsey Pulliam hauls down another offensive board and draws another personal foul. That one's going to go against Reagan Richardson. That is her first. Pulliam's third trip, or rather this will be a side out, as the fouls do reset at the start of the second quarter. 2 trips to the free throw line for Lindsey Pulliam, though, in that first quarter. That's going to be something that'll be perhaps a storyline, because Jacksonville doesn't necessarily focus on getting to the charity stripe, Alexis, but 7 of 8 in that first quarter. There's Bulgak tripped up by Onya. Onya can't believe it.
And as you alluded to, Mia, like you mentioned, they don't have an emphasis of getting to the free throw line, but right now I think Jacksonville is just doing a really good job of absorbing contact, getting into the defense of the Charlotte Crown, and they're not being able to defend without fouling here.
High arcing shot from Davis won't go. Neither will the pass from Richardson. Sails out of bounds. That is the 7th turnover by the Charlotte Crown. The defensive pressure definitely applied by both sides the last time these two teams squared off. Jacksonville turned it over 25 times, Charlotte 20. A little extracurricular action away from the basketball between Richardson and Kayla Pointer. We play on. Here's Kelly, splits the defenders, hauls up a shot near the free throw line, doesn't go. But Deja Kelly fouled in the act of shooting.
Speaking of getting to the charity stripe, Deja Kelly is somebody who excels at it. 83.8% from the free throw line overall on the season.
And she's got a chance, Alexis, to finally put an end to this Charlotte drought, and she does. Deja Kelly, a 3-time first-team All-ACC selection when she played for Courtney Banghart in Chapel Hill, played her final season of college ball in the Pacific Northwest at Oregon. Makes them both, and it's a 10-point Jacksonville lead. Nearly a miscommunication there between Pointer and Bulgak. Here's Pointer denied on the right block. That's block number 2 for Shaquilla Nunn. Charlotte moving quickly. Here comes Kelly through the lane and headed back to the free throw line.
And they're going to give us another look at this block by Shaquilla Nunn. And check this out, Me. The last time that these two teams faced here in Jacksonville, Deja Kelly was 13 for 17 at the line. Her season high 31 points.
She certainly can make a living at the free throw line if you need her to. That really hasn't been her game of late, though, Alexis. Again, she's averaging this season 15.2 points per contest. And the bulk of that has really just come from attacking the rim. Like that I would say is really Deja's game here in the UPSHOT League.
Absolutely. She's leading this league in 3 statistical categories in points, assists, as well as steals. 4th in steals in the league.
Another turnover for Jacksonville. That one by KP. Kelly pulls it back out. There's none. Jumper from the free throw line. Check that. That was Shaquilla Nunn with the jumper from the free throw line. Charlotte putting together a little 6-0 run of their own. Walker sets the screen for Pulliam. Back to the top of the key with Kayla Pointer. Pointer, double team comes, gets it back to Bulgak for 3. No. The rebound hauled down by Richardson, who gets fouled by Jasmine Walker.
We're having an opportunity to sit right here by the Charlotte Crown bench, and Coach Trisha Stafford Odom, let's go D, let's go. She's preaching to her players, hey, let's buckle up on defense. Let's capitalize on some of those turnovers and earn it on the offensive end.
AD controls it at the logo, guarded by Madison Griggs. A little 2-man game with none for 3, none of that. Pulliam pushes pace the other way. Jacksonville 2-1 this season against the Crown. They lost the opener here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. They've won 2 straight since. 3 to shoot. Pulliam pulls up from 3. No.
And as you can see, Mia,
nicely done.
This Charlotte Crown defense is definitely disrupting Jacksonville. I think that was something that Coach Stafford Odom emphasizing that after that first quarter, hey, we got to buckle down on defense.
Defense leads to offense. Touchdown Crown. AD Durr to Lily Grissett. It is an 8-0 run for Charlotte. Jess Bogie wants a timeout. We will step aside with them here on UPSHOT League TV. Molten USA is a proud sponsor of the UPSHOT League. Molten congratulates the athletes who compete at the highest level and do so with integrity and sportsmanship. Connect with Molten at moltenusa.com and on Instagram. Molten, feel the emotion. Back here in Jacksonville, Mia O'Brien, Alexis Pierce. Alexis, Jacksonville has not scored in the opening 3:53 of this second quarter. What's held them back from getting it done on the offensive end?
I mean, the Charlotte Crown has picked up on the defensive end. Right now, they're 0-4. They're 0-for-7 on the field. They're 0-for-4 on the three-point line. And credit to Charlotte. Came out of that first quarter timeout, got into the second quarter, and really locked in defensively. Right now, 8-0 run for Charlotte. You can see if they continue to keep that same defensive relentlessness going here in the second quarter.
Jacksonville wants to get out and run, so does Charlotte. Charlotte's been able to do that so far. Jacksonville not so much. And it's funny because at the end of the first quarter, I remarked to you how it felt like Jacksonville was at times basically alternating possessions where they'd settle into the half court and run some action too. So they can do both. The shots just not falling to begin the second stanza. Air Hearn, Adupol, Gok, Taylor Soul, Madison Griggs, and Kayla Pointer, the 5 on the floor for the Jacksonville Waves. Here's Hearn from the free throw line. Can't get that one to fall either. Here comes Charlotte. Downstairs to Grissett, back out to Richardson for 3. That's her 3rd tray of the night.
Reagan Richardson, she's been quiet as of late. But let's not be mistaken at all. Reagan Richardson is a bucket.
And especially from long distance, Alexis.
Yep.
37 threes for Duke back in 2024, 2025. Here's Kelly, splits the defenders. Teardrop floater, drops home. All the way back in front come the Charlotte Crown. They trailed 30-18 after 10. They now lead it by 1 as we hit the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. KP off the screen from Soul, and that's going to be another foul against the Waves.
Just seems like everything is going right for Charlotte.
And it felt like everything was going right for Jacksonville. So let me ask you the biggest cliche question in the sport, Alexis. Is it truly a game of runs?
It's truly a game of runs.
Momentum is a quantifiable stat.
Yes.
We are seeing it on full display here tonight.
Full display.
Another one from the Charlotte Crown. Jess Bogie is not happy on that Jacksonville bench. Trisha Stafford Odom is fired up for the visitors. 33-30, 4:45 remaining. Jacksonville calls a timeout. Let's step aside with them here on UPSHOT League TV. The Crown eyeing their 7th straight win. The Waves looking for their 4th. A 12-0 run to end the first quarter for Jacksonville, and now a 15-0 run to open the second for Charlotte. Back and forth we go at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. Alexis, it's the same 5 who appear to be headed back out there for Jacksonville. What is Coach Jess Bogie's message in this most recent huddle after she called the timeout?
Well, what we saw, Mia, earlier in the first quarter, and what we saw throughout this season for the Jacksonville Waves is their ability to score in a variety of ways. They can absolutely dominate in the interior. I look for them to hit the high-low, look for their post players inside, find some paint touches before they extend it out into the perimeter. I think they should get to the free throw line, try to find some buckets. Right now they're 0 for 9 from the field, 0 from 5 from the 3. They have to find something going towards the basket.
And only 2 players in foul trouble for Jacksonville. Both are out there. Mariel Hearn, one of them. She controls it. She hands it off to Madison Griggs, the other. Taylor Soule, reverse layup. No.
And I don't dislike that. They went inside. They just weren't able to capitalize down low, but that was a good look by Taylor Soule.
Finally, a miss on the other end for Charlotte. Pointer at the point. That'll free up Air Hearn, the 3rd leading scorer in the UPSHOT League this year. Bulgak pump fakes, drives instead off the window, and the drought is over.
Yeah. That had to have been Coach Jess Bogie's message to get to the basket, because, I mean, before in that first quarter, you would see a dude Bulgak hit that 3-point shot, but it's not falling for them in the second, so they have to do something else.
That one doesn't fall either for Nunn. It did in the first quarter from the free throw line. Bulgak the board. Now she comes the other way. Thought about the 3 in transition, instead passes it up. Griggs lets it launch from distance. Her first points of the night.
I was going to say, but who can shoot the 3? Madison Griggs, all-time record setter for Memphis on both men's and the women's side. 363 of them things.
Griggs coming off of a career day in her pro career last week. Scoreless last time out, but don't be fooled, a season-high 16 on Friday. Fadeaway J from Kelly is off the back of the iron. Here's Hearn, thought about the 3 in transition too, attacks the rack instead and lays it up and in. Jacksonville back in front by 4.
Yeah, Air Hearn just doing a really good job of parting that Red Sea, putting her head down and getting to the cup.
A.D. Durr almost lost the handle, corrals it, 10 to shoot for the Crown. Back inside to Nunn. One-on-one with Bulgak, posts up, spin move. With the right, no. The putback from Grissett, no. But Taylor Soule will pick up the foul. And Lily Grissett, the South Carolina product, will head to the free throw line for the first time here tonight.
You know, Mia, what works best is when you can get a defensive rebound and get out in transition. What we saw with Charlotte was knocking down shots, so they had to take the ball out, set something up in the half court. But Jacksonville was actually defending, not allowing Charlotte to score. Getting out in transition is where you saw that this league kind of changed for the Jacksonville Waves. Getting stops is the biggest emphasis if you're Jacksonville.
And getting up tempo. And I think it speaks to the defensive end too, because Charlotte also wants to run the floor, Alexis. You've got to force them into turnovers.
Yep.
Because they're trying to push the pace and take that defense and translate it to offense on the other end.
Absolutely.
Grissett makes them both. It's 37-35, 2:28 to go in the half. Oh, nice move by Air Hearn. A little around the world pump fake. And on the second effort, drains it.
She froze the defense, went up, and under. Ooh, I like that air. I didn't know you had it in your bag. I might have to put that one in my bag.
Here's Reagan Richardson, pulls up inside the three-point line that time. None the O board. Air Hearn rips it away. They're going to call it a jump ball. Great effort from both players off that right block.
Something that I emphasized early in our pregame, Mia, is Shaquilla Nunn. She can absolutely rebound the basketball. 8 O boards against Savannah Steel their last time out.
Well, she's quietly got 8 already tonight with 2:05 remaining in the first half. It's like the quietest 8 boards you'll see in a ball game. 3 of them on the offensive end. Here's A.D. Durr for 3, no. Davis almost had the rebound, poked away by Grissett. Fresh shot clock for Charlotte. Under 2 to play in the quarter. That's going to be another whistle against Jacksonville. Let's see who it goes against. If that's against Taylor Soule, that is her 3rd. Looks like it is against the Virginia Tech product. Charlotte in the bonus the rest of the way. More free throws coming from the Durham, North Carolina native Lily Grissett. Played for Dawn Staley, a part of that 2022 national championship team in Columbia, South Carolina.
Lily is someone that we talked to Coach Stafford Odom about before the season started, and she said that she wanted to make her captain. Her teammates listen to her. She's a vet on the floor. She gets her teammates together. She doesn't do a lot of playing at all. When they get on in these 94 feet, Lily is all about business.
She split the trip on one end, Renaya Davis 2 on the other. The lead back out to 5 for Jacksonville. Grissett in transition and 1. There's that firepower. You don't see it as much off the court, but man, oh man, it comes alive in live action.
Lily Grissett muscled up and 1 to get the basket. I love how she just went at Renaya Davis.
Misses the free throw, so can't complete the traditional 3-point play. Taylor Soule and the Waves push pace the other way, as expected from what we've seen here in the final 5 minutes of this first half.
I don't think that took 3 seconds for them to get down the court to already score a basket to get out.
Reagan Richardson.
I think, yep, just slipped.
Just straight up slipped, and Air Hearn makes her pay. Our officials are going to briefly call a timeout. I don't think I've ever seen a player quite slide the way that Reagan Richardson did. Just a straight banana peel moment.
Yeah.
Nothing she could do. Glad we were able to dry the floor up here as we dip under 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. 7-point ball game. Richardson tried to dump it inside to Grissett. A little miscommunication from Charlotte. Another turnover. Here comes Kayla Pointer. Leaves it. Renaya Davis thought about the 3. Passes it up. This time, Davis drives, pulls up, about 3 feet out.
I love that by Renaya Davis. Very patient. You saw on the perimeter, she didn't have anything. When she got to her spot, nice pull-up J by Davis, the hometown hero.
5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Durr dribbling it out. Screen comes in the form of Onya, and A.D. Durr drives into Taylor Soule. Let's see what our officials say.
That might be her 4th.
And it is. Taylor Soule, 8 points. We checked that 10 points. She is the leading scorer for Jacksonville. But now, most likely going to be saddled for at least part of the second half with those 4 fouls.
Yep.
And again, great to see for Taylor Soule, who only 2 points last time out in limited action. Not so great to see her 4th foul. Durham misses the first. 7.6 on the clock. Should be noted, Madison Griggs is right in front of us at the scorer's table. We know she hit a 3 as time expired earlier this season. The putback, though, here, the clock's now at 5.1 after Grissett, another 2, almost poked away. Now 1 to shoot. Renaya Davis for 3, no. Thought the Jacksonville Waves might be setting up another last-second heave from Madison Griggs. The Crown had other plans. They tack on 2 before we hit the intermission. It's a 47-40 lead for Jacksonville. Our halftime show coming up here from Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with our halftime report as well as the second half live here on UPSHOT League TV. Welcome back to Jacksonville. The Waves in front 47-40. Mia O'Brien, Alexis Pierce, and I am joined right now by Duval's own, the legend himself, Providence High School, the University of Florida, SEC Networks, Patrick Young, who got a chance to speak to the Waves pregame.
Yeah, that was cool.
Now he gets a chance to do the halftime show with me here on UPSHOT League
Got to
TV.
make sure we can't forget about Paxton.
Oh yes, sorry. He did
Eagles.
start his
Golden
career.
Eagles.
Did start.
3 years there.
Shout out to the Eagles.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Eagles.
Still got great
Shout out to
friends
Jim
from
Martin
there.
too, who's probably watching.
Yes,
As
good old Jimbo.
He doesn't know a basketball game that he doesn't like.
I know,
he
right?
finds the basketball everywhere. You find the basketball everywhere. Here you are, Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena, taking in all the sights and sounds. Got to speak with the team pregame.
Yeah, that was cool.
What do you like so far from Jess Bogie and the Waves? 9-3 record coming into this one.
Well, I got to hear Coach a little bit talk about our game plan. I'm not sure if they hit all the marks. It was winning the rebounding battle, which they won, but not by the exact margins. Wanted 10 assists. We're only at
well, we were at 6
7.
after a quarter.
Yes.
So just for the contact's sake.
I
Things slowed
love
down a little bit in that second.
run in the first half was so good. The Crown couldn't score. They were stuck on 18 for a while. What's interesting is everyone runs that Spain action where it's a ball screen with a back screen for the big, and it puts teams, it really does. Everyone knows it coming, but the hardest part, because I used to guard that part, was as a big, you don't get back screened a lot. So that part, getting used to it, because you got to worry about the lob, and then the guard has to help. I really love what I saw, how they handled this switching. Our team is handling switching very well, but not shooting the 3 ball very well right now. Knocked down 2. Rebounding could be better. I've just been so impressed with the product in the short amount of time. Everyone's bought in. We have so many WNBA players that they could be playing right now. It's just like there's not enough teams. It's super competitive. Sometimes it does get political, all those things. But it's been great. These girls, when I got to speak, they were so receptive. They were so receptive with everything I said. I was nervous because I'm like, was last time they're about to go out and play a real game. Like, this is kind of crazy, but
hey, you're motivational speaking as a professional these days.
Yeah.
Come on now. This should be old hat for you at this point.
You're right. I still was just like, really? Me? Go in the locker room? I don't know. It's weird how we talk ourselves out of things at times, but so far, this is the Crown are the second best team right now, and they've changed their roster up. I was actually looking a little bit. Number 10 for the Crown is new. She played at Tennessee and at Winthrop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to try to butcher her name right now, but it ends in Nunn.
Shaquilla Nunn, yes.
Yes.
And so there have been some roster transactions, but I think in large part from what we've been told, that was to really emphasize the front court depth.
Yes,
and
and
really
Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly, she just recently got released by the Aces, and here she is.
UNC Oregon's own. What else has impressed you so far in this 47-40 game, especially that 15-0 run to start the second quarter from the visitors?
I mean, it just seems like the game is flowing just as any game will go, where there's going to be runs. Can a team stay focused on the little things? That's what matters when it comes to winning. You have to be focused on the little things. You have to be focused on boxing out. I would say it did seem a little bit like the Waves needed to wake up a little bit to start the game, which was surprising. I don't think the Crown missed the shot the first 7. But the adjustments have been fantastic. That's what's really been impressive. More than anything, being on behind the Waves and then being over to the Crown, the girls are all bought in, cheering for each other hard as can be, and then the fans, we're loving it right now. But this is I'm taking credit for this. When the national anthem is going,
yes,
we have to yell waves when it says waves.
I like that.
We have to.
Okay. I love this.
UCF, when you say in night, even though it's spelled different, they scream night.
Or Nebraska or Kansas City, they yell red.
Yes. It's a layup. It's right there.
Yeah. This is analysis you can't get anywhere else, folks.
Right?
Patrick Young, the legend, kind enough to give us some time here on the halftime report.
Absolutely.
UPSHOT League TV. Let the folks know, what are you up to these days? Because people think I'm busy, and then I say, no, I'm not Patrick Young or Donna Orender for that matter. You two have more irons in the fire than anyone else in the world.
I don't know that's entirely true, but certainly wear a few different hats. And when basketball season is over for me, I focus on my foundation for a little bit. Because June is an important month for me. That's when I had my car accident. It'll be 4 years coming up on the 29th.
I thought about it the other day, actually.
Nuts, right?
And I'm not just saying, like, I legit thought about it the other day.
4 years since my life was changed, but all of us face things in life that we have those moments where we question a lot of things. You know, there might be dates that aren't on anybody else's calendars that are relevant to us, and we get to decide what we want that day to mean. And I've chosen to make that day so outwardly focused. Not that I'm not still going with my own internal struggles, but like, shoot, when you can focus on other people and serving and realize so many others are struggling far more than you are, it really puts things in perspective. So, I got my Rep to Rise fundraiser going on right now. And when that's over, I don't know what I'm going to do. Will you get? He's back.
Yeah.
So we're going to link up, go to Disney maybe.
Hell yeah. Let's
One great perk that I get many great perks. I get free Disney passes, but I'm not a big Disney guy.
Okay.
But if Will's like, bro, we got to go, I'm going to go. I'm going to be there.
You know, as a fellow Walt Disney Company employee from time to time, I think I've had more family ask me about the Disney passes than I have even, like, looked into, like, where I could access them in the portal.
Like, do you have to go?
Yes.
You have to go for them to use them?
You can't. They don't carry over to my knowledge. But, again, my uncle is a season ticket holder. My cousin's actually an Imagineer. Shout out to Dominique.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, they go all the time. And he already was asking me, like, don't you have passes? And I'm like,
I would happily give them
ball,
out.
man.
But, like, I have to be there for other people to use them, which I'm like, oh, I have like 30 Disney passes I'm not going to use. So, yeah, I would happily give them out like candy, but I can't. Be a waste.
Patrick Young, he is everywhere. He is breaking down the Waves and the Crown for us here on our halftime show. Don't go anywhere. Second half about to get underway. And, yes, we also have the other game in the UPSHOT League currently in action at a 47-40 score. The Savannah Steel in front of the Greensboro Groove in the third quarter. We will keep you updated on that one. Thanks for hopping in, Patrick.
Thank you.
We will see you very, very soon. He is everywhere. And we will see you guys right after this for the second half of action between the Waves and the Crown. Thanks again to former Florida Hooper Patrick Young for joining us on our halftime report. 47-40, the Waves in front of the Crown. Mia O'Brien, Alexis Pierce. Alexis, we heard from Patrick, his thoughts on those 12-0 and 15-0 runs we saw from Jacksonville and Charlotte, respectively. What say you from the first 20 minutes of action?
Well, I think Patrick can come back and just take my job, to be honest, because the way I sat alongside and just listened, but I'm like, the way he's breaking it down,
listen,
he might as well come back.
He's on the SEC network for a reason. They recruited him to be on the SEC network for a reason. You're doing an outstanding job, too, here on UPSHOT League TV.
No, but seriously, Mia, what I've really liked about this game in totality, I mean, Jacksonville is doing a really good job of getting out in transition, getting paint touches like I mentioned earlier. They weren't finding much success from the perimeter, but as you saw, Air Hearn, Taylor Soule, finding each other in transition, getting out in transition, getting easy baskets. Sometimes the recipe is easy. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to make it too hard. And when they're out getting out in transition, that's when they find success. But if you're Charlotte Crown right now, only down 7, have opportunity to turn this thing around here in the second half.
Again, Jacksonville going for their 4th straight win. The Crown have won 6 in a row. First bucket of the second half goes to Air Hearn. Air Hearn, one of 2 Jacksonville Waves in double figures.
Deja Kelly getting to her spot in that mid-range area. Only her 2nd field goal of the night.
Still a 7-point ball game. Here's Bulgak, the drive, the right tee finish is denied by Reagan Richardson and A.D. Durr. Almost denied there was Durr by Davis. And now Bulgak almost a steal. Instead, another Richardson three drops down the cylinder.
2 opportunities for Jacksonville to get a turnover there, and it ended up for a basket for Charlotte.
Reagan Richardson, 4 of 5 from long distance. There's Pulliam back out to Bulgak. Only change in the lineup from the starting 5. Bulgak out there instead of Walker. 2 to shoot. Hearn heaves one up off the back of the iron. Davis the putback.
Davis is doing a really good job of putting Shaquilla Nunn on her back to go up to get that second chance opportunity for the Jacksonville Waves.
Renaya Davis, 2 of 7 from the floor in that first half, just 5 points. Again, 2 20-plus performances last weekend. And so I would think, much like last Thursday, Alexis, Jess Bogie probably challenging her star player at halftime. Here's KP, can't flip it into the cup. Lindsey Pulliam, the O-board. Lindsey Pulliam can drop it home.
Pulliam fired up after that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no technical fouls for clapping in this league. Another 3-ball for the Crown. This one courtesy of Deja Kelly. That's her first from long distance.
While I was watching you and Patrick talk over here, Deja Kelly came out, she got a basketball and started shooting. She would come out in the second half hot.
And one coming for Renaya Davis. Did we say that perhaps Jess Bogie challenging the Ribault High School product at half yet again? She's got 4 early and 1 more coming potentially at the line.
Renaya Davis just absolutely challenging Nunn there. She didn't have an answer for her defensively. Like the little backwards lay there, too.
A little flick of the wrist?
Yeah, a little flick of the wrist. Never hurt nobody.
That's going to be personal foul number 1 on Shaquilla Nunn, who had 9 in the first half. Davis can't get the free throw to go. It'll stay a 55-48 ball game. Kelly probing, back to Durr, launches for 3. Denied by the rim, and Renaya Davis, after a bit of a volleyball match in the paint, comes away with it. Foul away from the basketball. Let's see who it's assessed on. 7:04 remaining here in this third quarter. Thanks so much to everyone hanging out with us live on YouTube right now. Nearly 200 of you watching the Waves and the Crown. Out-of-town box score, the Savannah Steel clinging to a 4-point lead in the third quarter over the Greensboro Groove. Corner 3 on the way from Hearn, can't go. Another offensive rebound from Pulliam. Another 3-point try from Hearn, and another one that can't fall.
But you love to see Pulliam allowing second chance opportunities. Granted, they couldn't capitalize there, but the fact that she's relentless on the boards, giving her team an opportunity at those points, I mean, hats off to Pulliam.
A lot of energy from Lindsey Pulliam, a lot of energy from Deja Kelly. I guess we could say 2 Big Ten products, given Deja played at Oregon her final season. Here's Renaya Davis with the right. That doesn't go. Free throws coming, a chance to crack double figures for the 11th time this season.
Yeah, Renaya just being aggressive in this second half, getting to the basket. Hey, no, they can't stop her.
We saw it again Thursday, that 20-point performance against the Savannah Steel. We saw it last Sunday in the 25-point performance against Greensboro. When she gets cooking, she's tough to stop. That's her second missed free throw, though. Renaya Davis, an 80% free throw shooter coming into the weekend.
Sometimes you just have to gather yourself at the free throw line.
Misses again.
That's tough. That's uncharacteristic.
It's a 5-point game. Here comes Kelly once more. Hopscotch through the lane. Pulliam thought it was all ball. She's still clapping. She's still smiling as Deja Kelly prepares to head to the free throw line for the 3rd time tonight. The next 4 games for both Jacksonville and Charlotte will take place right here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena against each other. Again, they haven't played since June 3rd, just 3 meetings between the Queen City Crown and River City Waves. But they'll play their next 4 right here at Campione Law Court. Kelly stays perfect from the line, 6 for 6. Turnaround J from Pulliam, swiped by Grissett, and she got the shot off. The pace slowing down a bit here with 6:07 remaining in the third. That really doesn't favor either side, Alexis, as both these teams want to get out and run.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of these two teams, like I mentioned earlier, it's like they're looking at each other in the mirror. Albeit, though, they can both score in the half court. It's not probably what they prefer, but they both can score in the half court.
And much like Deja Kelly, Lindsey Pulliam, 6 for 6 from the line tonight. That pushes the lead back out to 5. Post-up opportunity, left-handed hook shot from Onya. Doesn't fall. Extracurriculars under the hoop. That's going to be an offensive foul, or excuse me, that's going to be a defensive foul. I think against Kayla Pointer. Nope, that's going to go against Reagan Richardson.
Wow. The Waves are in the bonus.
Very quickly.
6 minutes to go in this third quarter.
And like we said in the first half, Alexis, this isn't necessarily a Jacksonville team that utilizes the free throw line to maximize their offensive production. They do just fine shooting from the floor.
Yeah, they do.
They find a way to the bottom of the basket without having to muscle their way to the free throw line, but that has certainly been something that they have utilized here tonight.
It just seems like they're disrupting Charlotte, causing them to get into the free throw line, but Charlotte just needs to do a better job of defending without fouling.
Hearn rattles home the second. Those were her first free throws this evening. She's up to 14. Deja Kelly, after KP hits the deck, spots up from her spot. Left wing 3.
Whew. Deja Kelly finding her rhythm here in the second half.
Something about Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena that Deja Kelly absolutely loves. 31 points here in the season opener. She's in double figures again, as is Lindsey Pulliam.
Granted, Deja Kelly only 17% from the three-point line this season.
She's got her stroke from distance tonight. Traffic in the paint. The kick out goes to Grissett for 3. No, Pulliam another board. Jacksonville gets up the floor quickly. Pointer, crossover on Kelly. Tried to lay it up, the little underhook. She's still on the ground, waiting for teammates to help her back up.
And again, Jacksonville, another trip to the free throw line.
Over 200 of you hanging out with us here live on YouTube. Thanks so much for spending part of your Friday night with us. A back and forth affair so far between the top 2 teams in the UPSHOT League standings, Jacksonville and Charlotte. Kayla Pointer at the free throw line for the first time here this evening, a 64% shooter from the line. Missed the first few games of the season with an injury. Made her debut in the 3rd home game for Jacksonville, Memorial Day weekend. And got her first start of the season here against the Crown tonight. Jefferson dumps it off Grissett. Nice soft touch with the left, but it doesn't go. Last touch by the Waves. It'll stay here with the Crown.
I know Lily wish she can get that one back. Just an easy look at the basket. Normally something she finishes.
She and the Crown will get a couple minutes to think it over as we hit our first media timeout of the second half. 4:46 to go in the third quarter. The Waves lead it by 8. FSCJ is a proud partner of the UPSHOT League and the official practice home of the Jacksonville Waves. Florida State College of Jacksonville is a thriving community where students come together to learn, grow, and create opportunity. Back here in Jacksonville, 4:46 remaining in the third quarter. The Waves in front by 8. Alexis Pierce, we've got 5 players between these two sides in double figures, none of them with more of an electric start to the second half than Deja Kelly of the Charlotte Crown. She paces both sides with 18, including 2 made threes here in the quarter.
Yeah, Deja Kelly is just doing Deja Kelly things, honestly, right now. 2 from 3 from the three-point line, 5 from 10 from the field. She's come alive here in the second half. 18 points for her. Wow, only 2 assists. But she's definitely found her mojo here in the second half. But that's what they're going to need from Deja Kelly if they want to win this basketball game. As I've alluded to in our pregame, I said as Deja Kelly goes, the Charlotte Crown goes. And as although they're down by 8 here in this second half, I think that they can make a stride here.
Especially if they drain the 3 ball the way that they have so far in the quarter. 3 for 5 from distance. Nice post moves and a finish with the left by Lily Grissett.
Same move from last time. She just missed the basket, but credit to Lily for focusing on that finish there.
Kelly almost poked away. Would be yet another steal for a top 5 performer in that department in the UPSHOT League this year. Here's Griggs for 3, no. Kelly gets up the floor quickly. Contacted by Hearn right at the 3-point line. It's going to be number 2. We'll check that number 3 on Ariel Hearn. As Taylor Soule checks back into this one with her 4 personal fouls. She too, though, like Hearn, already in double figures, was a central figure in the scoring department for Jacksonville in the first half.
Yeah, I don't think Jess Bogie could allow her star player, one of her star players, to sit on the bench any longer.
How about Grissett? Back-to-back buckets for the South Carolina product. She's got 13.
Yeah, Charlotte just slowly chipping away at this lead.
This one's going to go against Kelly. She's pleading with our officials. Trisha Stafford Odom also a little upset with that call. Jacksonville is already in the bonus. They've been in the bonus since the 6-minute mark of this third quarter.
Like a little acting job by Air Hearn a little bit.
Stafford Odom calls for a timeout so she can have some words with our officials. Let's step aside with them. You are watching UPSHOT League TV. The Waves in front by 4. Air Hearn to shoot some more free throws when we return. Waving at the Waves. Shout out to the UNF women's basketball team. One Des McGill, ASUN all-freshman team member, joining the young patrons, the young fans here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena, doing the wave to the wave. And shout out to head coach Erica Lambert, who will celebrate a milestone birthday, as her husband told us on Monday.
30, right?
30, yeah, exactly.
Young
yeah,
head
very,
coach.
very young head coach, entering her 4th season with the University of North Florida. Special Jennings also entering her 4th season at your alma mater, Jacksonville University, reigning ASUN tournament champ. She joined us on last weekend's broadcast on Father's Day as Air Hearn makes them both. It's back out to a 7-point lead for Jacksonville. None. Feeds Onya inside, posted up on Soule, flips it with the right. No, Bulgak loses the handle though. Able to corral it after Reagan Richardson almost came away with another steal.
I think if Onya was a little bit more patient to allow Taylor to get in the body of Taylor Soule and to try to generate some contact there to get her 5th foul, that would have been perfect.
16-foot jumper from Adut Bulgak. Back into the scoring column goes the Florida State Seminole. Back out to a 9-point lead go the Jacksonville Waves. And is it just me, Alexis? The defensive intensity has really ticked up a notch for both sides.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's something that we talked about, Mia, that both of these teams want to be relentless on the defensive end. We saw that last week with Jacksonville. They are really relentless on defensive end. That's where they find their offensive baskets, is getting stops on the defensive end. So that's what they hone in on. That's their bread and butter.
would think during that most recent timeout, Trisha Stafford Odom not happy with the third personal foul call on Deja Kelly. Told her team to perhaps a bit more pressure on the defensive end. Here's Nunn, posted up on Bulgak, a Bulgak block. Nunn, though, corrals the loose ball. The putback is short on the first attempt by Jefferson. The second, though, from Onya, falls in.
I'm surprised that Jacksonville wasn't able to come up with the rebound there.
Numbers game, 3 Charlotte Crown players waiting under the basket, just 1 player for the Waves. Pulliam's 3 is no good. The O-board from Griggs doesn't result in anything. Here comes Kelly the other way, 4 on 5 after Regan Richardson hit the deck. Another steal for Jacksonville, and now Griggs is fouled by Jefferson, who I think was just trying to slow down the pace of play. Jacksonville's in the bonus, but that's probably a savvy move by Jefferson with the way that the Waves had numbers headed the other way.
Yeah, I know Charlotte Crown wants to get out of this third quarter. Still 2:12 to play, and they're in the bonus. So the rest of the way, the Jacksonville Waves will be going to the free throw line since the 6-minute mark. Wow.
Charlotte has actually outscored Jacksonville in the quarter, 21-20 so far. But Jacksonville really making a living and taking up residency at the free throw line. That's been a big reason why they still lead this one by 7 as Madison Griggs hits the first. Griggs, one of 2 players on this roster out of Memphis, Tennessee, played her college ball at the University of Memphis for her head coach of the Waves, back when she was an assistant, and the associate head coach at Memphis, Jess Bogie. Griggs makes them both. It's an 8-point ball game. Onya, one-on-one with Davis. Off the window. Vet move from Michelle Onya. Pulliam trying to create off the screen from Davis. Now 9 to shoot, guarded by Richardson. High ball screen from Davis. Double team comes and Richardson snags it, heads the other way and lays it up and in.
Loving the defensive pressure by Charlotte, blitzing the ball handler, forcing her in the corner, a trapping corner, and was able to come out with the steal and capitalize on the offensive end.
Now,
almost again.
Yeah, Renaya almost had it stripped away. 10 to shoot, one-on-one with Nunn, crosses her over, drives with the left, has to kick it back out to Soul. Now to the corner 3, KP. No. That's going to be an offensive foul. I think that goes against Lindsey Pulliam. Deja Kelly looking for a technical foul. It'll just be of the regular variety.
5 fouls on Pulliam. Air Hearn is going to come get her. Yeah, Jess is like, hey, no more. You don't want to pick up your 6 from a technical.
Brissett and Kelly in the backcourt for Charlotte. Nunn, Onya, and A.D. Durr round out the 5 on the floor for Trisha Stafford Odom as we approach the 1-minute mark. Deja Kelly spots up from 3 once more.
I love that play by Charlotte. All the attention went to Nunn on that slip. They thought that Nunn was going to slip and left Deja Kelly wide open.
She entered this one 17% average from 3. She's got 3 tonight. Renaya Davis tied up under the basket.
And then a really good defensive play by Deja Kelly, was able to get her hands in there and cause a jump ball situation. Granted, there's a height differential there, but still, nonetheless, really good play on the ball by Deja Kelly.
Deja Kelly, it's got to be something about the River City, man. She loves playing in Jacksonville, FLA. She's back out 20-plus for the 3rd time this year. 2 of those games have come here at Campione Law Court. Davis wins the jump ball against Kelly, though. 8 to shoot. Air Hearn, hopscotch through the lane. That's another tie-up by Deja Kelly.
Wait, they may...
One official signaled a jump ball.
I think they're going to stand with the jump ball, maybe. Okay. But had that been anything else, I would have been questioning a little bit there.
That jump ball matchup a little bit more favorable for Kelly against Hearn. 3 to shoot, and that's gonna be a double-triple by Taylor Soule.
How often are double dribbles called, Mia? Not very often in this game.
We've called, what, 5 games so far here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena? I think maybe we've seen 1 so far.
1.
Here this UPSHOT League season. Under 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. 1-point lead for the Waves.
Ooh.
Another whistle away from the basketball, and that might go against Taylor Soule. It does.
Her 5th. 5 on Taylor Soule, if that stands.
She had 10 in the first half. Was really getting into an offensive rhythm.
Yeah.
Minutes have been limited in this third quarter because of that foul trouble.
Yeah. So 5 on Taylor Soule, 5 on Lindsey Pulliam. Still another quarter to play.
As the Crown have once again tied things up at 69.
We've seen that defensive pressure pick up by the Charlotte Crown.
Yeah, something about that timeout that Stafford Odom called. Have some words with the officials, yes, but also an opportunity to coach your team up on the defensive end. Adut Bulgak picks up her second now. It's becoming a free throw party here at the Vet. Charlotte retakes the lead for the first time since the second quarter. (71-69). Shot clock has been turned off. Pointer brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Grissett midcourt. Screen set by Bulgak. 9 to shoot. Bulgak, corner 3 from Davis. Pump fakes, drives instead. Teardrop floater is home and in. Deja Kelly, 3 to shoot. Gotta go. Gets it off. Doesn't get that 3, though, to go. We are knotted at 71. The top 2 teams in the UPSHOT League as advertised. Don't go anywhere. What is sure to be a high-flying fourth quarter straight ahead here on UPSHOT League TV. Final 10 minutes underway here in Jacksonville between the Crown and the Waves. They'll play the next 4 against each other, but both coming into this one with lengthy win streaks. Jacksonville winners of their last 3, the Crown winners of their last 6. Something has to give here in the next 10 minutes. Deja Kelly, jumper. Stay hot, Deja. She's got 23.
Wow. Deja Kelly is coming alive here in the second half. But Mia, this is something that we saw last week against the Savannah Steel, that series that they had. The Savannah Steel came out in that third quarter, 22 points to Jacksonville's 15, and now, as you saw in this third quarter, 31 points for Charlotte to Jacksonville's 24. So that third quarter is Jacksonville's Achilles heel.
We saw that multiple times so far this season, Alexis. A 29-point lead against Greensboro Memorial Day weekend. A 20-some-odd point lead last Thursday on Kids Day against the Savannah Steel. It's something Jess Bogie has been very vocal about, trying to coach her team to where they know you cannot take your foot off that pedal.
You cannot, especially when you have really good teams. Like, I mean, with Charlotte Crown, I mean, all of these teams, from Charlotte Crown, Greensboro, Groove, Savannah Steel, they've seen each other too many times to let the foot off the gas, and you can't afford to do it if you're the Jacksonville Waves. Not at your home, not in your home city and with your home crowd. You want to get the dub.
Especially with this great home crowd that we have here for this Friday night matchup. Tell me this on the defensive end as Jacksonville gets going on the offensive end. Because soon enough, they'll have to deal with Deja Kelly once more. How do you slow down the dynamic point guard as Pulliam is back in with those 5 fouls? The floater drops in.
Yeah, Jess Bogie snuck her on in this fourth quarter because she's bringing them some really good offensive as well as defensive pressure.
Finally, one doesn't go for Kelly right on cue, though. It's been Pulliam and Kelly bringing the juice for both sides. Deja, though, just 3 fouls, and so a little bit more room to operate. 25 points.
But Mia, you asked about how do you slow Deja Kelly down. You got to get in her grill a little bit. You have to have some activity on the basketball, disrupt her vision a little bit, because right now she's just probing, finding her areas, getting to her spots. And Deja Kelly is a prolific scorer. She can find her spots, so you have to get in her grill a little bit.
3rd foul on Bulgak, who did indeed get up in Deja Kelly's grill.
But also just a heads-up job by Deja Kelly.
Kelly one-on-one with Pointer as Grissett sets the screen. Grissett guarded by Pulliam, who's got to be careful with those 5 fouls. Tried to get it to the corner, and Air Hearn with yet another steal. That is her 3rd tonight. Pulliam going to work on none. Down to the low block, Davis and Bulgak. Bulgak stripped by Kelly. A little too much contact by Deja. That'll be her 4th.
And Mia, I'm looking at the stat sheet, and this you would think that these two teams have generated more turnovers than the stat sheet actually shows. I mean, only 10 turnovers for the Charlotte Crown, only 6 for the Jacksonville Waves, but yet there's been a back and forth track meet between these two teams. I thought it was a little bit more on both sides.
Especially the last time these two teams met, another track meet, 20-plus turnovers for both teams. But they've taken care of the basketball. It's honestly just been, which is wild to see, both teams shooting more than 45% from the floor.
Yeah.
Jacksonville closing in on 50%. The droughts. I think that has really been the story of this game, truly a game of runs, and some uncharacteristic scoring droughts where they were just, quite frankly, missing shots.
Yeah, self-inflicted wounds, if you will.
But not of the turnover variety.
Yes.
Bulgak pushes the lead back out to 2, 8:22 remaining. Quinzia Fulmore has checked in for her first minutes tonight. She sets the screen for Kelly, 8 to shoot. Spots up once again, that time misses. Hearn to the corner, Pulliam drives, reverse layup. Contacted by Fulmore on the turnaround. And Lindsey Pulliam will take her 6-for-6 perfect shooting mark at the line to the test once more.
Credit to Pulliam for being aggressive and getting downhill, trying to generate something for her team, but I don't like the foul by Fulmore. I don't think Pulliam was even in a position to really score the basketball there. I think she kind of bailed her out a little bit. And considering 100% from the free throw line, you kind of let her have that and see if you can get something, get a rebound and get out in transition there.
Fulmore, a rookie out of Elon. Limited minutes so far in her first season of pro ball, so a bit of a rookie move there to foul the veteran Pulliam, who makes her pay. She's now got 13 and looking for more. Stays perfect. Here comes Kelly, curls, fades away for 2 more.
I love it. And Coach Stafford Odom, she called that play to get some dribble handoffs, get the defense moving a little bit, get something going downhill. Deja Kelly just lethal from her spot.
From 3, no, and who else but Kelly pulls down the board. Coast-to-coast finish.
They're going to call that, yep.
That's going to be a foul against Kelly.
That was a really great defensive heads-up play by Kayla Porter, stepping in Deja Kelly's line there. She wasn't moving. She got there just in time to generate an offensive foul, and that's Deja Kelly's 5th with 7:17 to go.
She had a mission to get to the rack there. Head full of steam, feeling it. Now up to 27 points, but as you mentioned, now saddled with those 5 fouls. Maybe Regan Richardson coming in for the second-year pro Kelly. Who I should note on the broadcast, since I note this seemingly everywhere, you know, Deja Kelly, of course, also a broadcaster like us.
Yeah.
Her time at North Carolina, Oregon, part of the Big Ten Network, Big Ten tournament coverage, as Kelly does indeed take a seat in favor of Richardson. Looks like Adup Bulgak maybe got something on her jersey. She tucks it back into her shorts after the coaching staff for the Waves were pouring something on it. Still a one-possession game. 7:17 remaining. As our friend Leslie Ann noted in the YouTube chat here on UPSHOT League TV, Alexis, this is a classic UPSHOT scoreboard. We've seen a lot of nail-biting finishes, including here at the Vet.
Yeah, classic. I love that.
Out-of-town box score, the Steel and Greensboro in action up in Savannah. 86-75. Home team in front in Southeast Georgia, under 4 remaining at End Market Arena. We'll be back right here, UPSHOT League TV, tomorrow. A 4 p.m. tip-off between the Crown and the Waves, as we've also got some staff from both the UPSHOT League, the Waves, the Crown, a little bit of everybody, trying to deal with some spillage near us at the top of your screen. To recap, Deja Kelly leads both sides with 27 points, 4 off her season high that came in the season opener here in Jacksonville. Regan Richardson, 4 threes, 16 points. Lily Grissett quietly with 15 of her own. Michelle Onya with 13. And 4 players in double figures for Jacksonville: Davis, Pulliam, Bulgak, and Soul. Airhearn controls it across the timeline as we tick towards the 7-minute mark. Pulliam's got those 5 fouls, has to be smart, fades away for 2 more.
Pulliam, pulling up every chance she gets.
Inside to Onya, and that's gonna go against the Waves. That's gonna be Renaya Davis's second.
Yeah, I almost was like, hey, I thought they were gonna get away with a foul call there. Obvious foul call there.
Michelle Onya started 4 for 4 from the floor in this one. She was the offense for Charlotte in the first quarter. She's been relatively quiet since then. These will just be her 3rd and 4th free throw attempts tonight. Onya. Oh no. Loose ball. None. The ball is squeezed underneath her back, both arms underneath it. She'll take a second to catch her breath. Jump ball signaled by our officials.
None did all she could do there to get a jump ball situation. She had it with her back more so than she did with her hand.
Got a hand on it, though. She did have a hand on it. Looks like we're going to head to the monitor to confirm whether or not Shaquila Nunn actually had a hand on that loose ball. 6:47 remaining. It's a 4-point contest. Let's catch our breath and step aside. We will return with this ruling as well as the final minutes of another nail-biter between the Waves and the Crown. As you just heard from our lead official, Dominique Hunter, play stands as called. It'll be a jump ball after Shaquila Nunn did indeed get a hand on that loose ball. 4-point lead for Jacksonville in what has been a back-and-forth affair at Campione Law Court. Mia O'Brien, Alexis Pierce. Want to remind you that Dunkman is a proud sponsor of the UPSHOT League, and the official uniform of the UPSHOT League is Dunkman. We thank the big man himself, Shaquille O'Neal, for these unique uniforms and gear. All 4 of our teams in this inaugural season are outfitted in. Bulgak wins the jump ball, 2-on-4 the other way. As Bulgak took a second to get up, Renaya Davis had to help her.
Both of them sharing a laugh.
Pointer thought about crossing over, spotting up, instead drives, can't get it to go, somehow gets the O-board. Air Hearn, cross-court heave to Bulgak, spots up for three, that's short. Grissett, the rebound. Still a 4-point game. Durr almost had it denied by Air Hearn.
Wow.
None. Comes up with nothing, although last touch by Davis, and so it'll stay here with the Crown. 14 on the shot clock.
Mia, that ball touched everything but the bottom of the net there.
Grissett to trigger for the Crown, still trailing by 4. Richardson comes off a screen, can't get the 16-foot baseline jumper to go. Here come the Waves the other way. Air Hearn to Kayla Pointer. She signals a touchdown.
I love it. I love it.
That's the second such touchdown from Air Hearn today, and oh no. That is going to be foul number 6 against Lindsay Pulliam. Media timeout with 5:49 remaining. The Waves in front by 6, but they will not have Lindsay Pulliam the rest of the way. What does this mean for Jacksonville? We discuss after this timeout here on UPSHOT League TV. Jacksonville leads 83-77, 5:49 remaining, but Lindsay Pulliam's night is done. She finishes with a team-high 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass. 1 assist, 1 steal, 8 for 8 from the line. Alexis Pierce, she's obviously one of the standouts in the starting 5 for this Jacksonville team. She is trotting back out there.
I don't think, Mia, that they caught a foul there.
We will readjust the box score then.
I think they called a timeout instead.
As I double check with some of our UPSHOT League officials. Shout out to my fellow Ithaca Bomber, Miriam Bernstein, operations manager. Didn't get the shout out in when we were talking Central New York with DeAsia Fair paying a visit here to Jacksonville last week. We're gonna give Miriam a shout out here now. All right, we are now told Lindsay Pulliam has 4 fouls.
Okay.
We'll keep you posted if we hear any other further development. She's out there right now on the defensive end. Grissett one-on-one through the lane against Renaya Davis with the left.
Oh, that was nasty.
Davis almost had it stolen away again by Grissett. She goes up with the right. Comes down with nothing. Air Hearn, her 4th steal, though. Heads up play by the vet. Hearn off the screen from Bulgak. Gets downhill. Gets it swatted away.
Air Hearn's playing football out there. She got an interception. She had a touchdown pass.
Soft touch on the hook shot from Onya. And this is a 2-point ball game, under 5 remaining. Pulliam, guarded by Durr. Through the lane, turns around, drops it home, and one more coming at the line.
Lindsay Pulliam is in her bag.
Just how she drew it up. Patrick Young is fired under the hoop. So is Lindsay Pulliam, eyeing a new career high.
18 points on the night. Has the opportunity to go 9 for 9 from the free throw here in this trip. Lindsay Pulliam finding her offensive rhythm here in this game right now. Coming alive.
Good thing that one foul was rescinded, and so she is still out there, still playing with fire, to be fair, with under 5 remaining in the ball game. She pushes the lead back out to 5 as she completes the traditional 3-point play.
Yeah, great for Jacksonville, not so great for Charlotte.
Deja Kelly is back out there with her 5 fouls. Also has to be careful. Grissett one-on-one with Bulgak. Post moves off the low block. 3 to shoot. Richardson for 3! The time is right for Reagan Richardson.
Reagan Richardson, albeit she knew she had to put it up, but that thing looked silky smooth from Reagan.
Here's
5
Hearn.
of 7 from the night.
Net never touched on the other end. Air Hearn's got 18 too.
A quiet 18 by Air Hearn.
Here's Kelly for 2 more. Deja Kelly, 29, a chance to hit the 30-point plateau. Bulgak and Hearn are both shaken up under the basket.
Let's watch that again. I want to see. Probing. Deja and Air bumped heads. I'm not sure what happened to Bugat there.
I can see it right here. Air Hearn's lower lip is bleeding.
Yeah. I can see Deja head kind of goes into Air Hearn. Trying to see what happened to Bugat there.
Lily Grissett explaining to both coaches who don't know exactly what happened, as Bulgak's still slow to get up. Our 3 officials, Dominique Hunter, Ryan McCarty, and Brendan Ryan, deliberating, as Bulgak, who is favoring. I can't even tell if it's the right or the left leg at this point. Also looks like her contact may have fallen out.
Yeah, a lot of different things.
Our officials are going to head to the monitor.
Yeah.
As both Bulgak and Air Hearn receive medical attention. Let's step aside. This one may take a second for Dominique Hunter to review. It's a 2-point ball game between the Waves and the Crown. UPSHOT League TV, 3:47 remaining.
Jacksonville foul number 12, Ariel Hearn, her 5th. Team 5th.
In case you just missed it, the play stands as called. Deja Kelly will head back to the free throw line, attempt to complete the 3-point play. Air Hearn, the guilty party, is still being attended to by trainers. The rest of the Waves 5 slow to rejoin here in the action at Campione Law Court. Alexis, I've covered professional football for the last 8 years, and I've covered college basketball for the last 11 plus. I don't know if I have ever seen from that distance so clearly blood on the lower lip of a player like I did Ariel Hearn as she made her way up the floor to be attended to by trainers.
Yeah, unfortunately, Air Hearn just got the worst end of the stick of that one.
Truly insult to injury. Deja Kelly has tied her career high in the UPSHOT League. She's got 31.
And counting.
And counting, because we've got 3:42 left to go in the ball game. Taylor Soule, Air Hearn, Renaya Davis, Lindsey Pulliam, Kayla Pointer out there. Baseline finish from Hearn. Truly a football play.
Yeah.
Blood on her lip. Getting it out the mud on the baseline. Tough nose drive. Now she snares another rebound. That's going to be an offensive foul against the Crown.
But I love Mia from the time that the injury, if you will, occurred with Air Hearn. From the time they went to the bench to review, nothing ever fazed her. She didn't. Her facial expression didn't change or anything. And then she went out there and got a bucket.
That's how you know she is a long-time pro. Air Hearn has played in the W, played in Athletes Unlimited, Germany, Iceland, showing that veteran savvy here in Jacksonville. Another fadeaway from Lindsey Pulliam. Can't get that one to go. Back to the free throw line, Pulliam goes.
Another opportunity at the free throw line for Lindsey Pulliam.
The pace of play severely slowed down here for two teams that do want to get up and down the floor. It's crunch time, but even prior to the pace of play slowing down because of the free throw shooting contest this game has become, Alexis, you really saw both9 and Charlotte trying to operate in the half-court set, run more action as Pulliam finally misses a free throw. She was a perfect 9 for 9 tonight.
As you alluded to, though, Mia, we didn't see a lot. And I said this, only 12 turnovers? and
Yep.
6 turnovers between, because they looked different in the first half, but like you said, it was just a drought. But then, like you said, they moved into that half-court set and began to operate there. Wow.
Everything but for Renaya Davis on the putback.
Wow.
As now we have a player down for the Crown. It's Grissett. You cannot challenge in the UPSHOT League until there are 2 minutes remaining or less.
But even still can't challenge a foul.
Right.
Regardless.
It has to be an inbound play.
Yes. Oh, wait. We're shooting. Charlotte is going to shoot free throws.
I guess the foul was against Grissett. No. Looks like our officials are headed back to the monitor. Take this opportunity to remind you that we have 3 more. This is the first of 4 games between the Crown and the Waves here at Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. These 2 teams will battle once again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that game right here on UPSHOT League TV, on YouTube and Mixler. Next weekend, Friday and Sunday, sandwiched around the 4th of July holiday, a 7 p.m. tip-off between the Crown and the Waves. Friday night at Campione Law Court, and a 2 p.m. tip-off on Sunday, July 5th. All those games streaming live on YouTube at UPSHOT League TV. What do we think on the replay, Alexis?
It looks like maybe Taylor Soul.
Yeah.
Was that?
It looked like Taylor Soul tapped her on the head.
Yeah.
That would be,
Her 6th.
at least according to our box score, that would be the 6th on Taylor Soul. We have that one on pretty good authority that she had 5. Our officials have stepped away.
Which, if you're Taylor Soul and Jacksonville Waves, Taylor Soul started this game out really good. Really, really good on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. But since then, she hasn't been able to regroup from the foul trouble that she's had.
She was 4 of 4 from the floor in the first half. Has missed her only shot here in the second. And so if the foul does indeed hold, it would go against Soul. Her night is done. She finishes with 10 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Grissett back to the free throw line where she is 5 of 7. Grissett makes them both. It's back to a 1-point game. 3 minutes to go. Pulliam, Hearn, Bulgak, Pulliam, Pointer, and Davis. Davis thought about the 3. Drives instead, kicks it back out to Pointer, 7 to shoot. Back out to Davis. Davis, the drive, the right hook. No, Bulgak, the offensive board, and the finish.
You gotta love that by Bulgak. Able to position herself to get that second chance opportunity in the clutch put back for the Jacksonville Waves to extend this lead.
Grissett curls with the left. Whistle sounds. And Lily Grissett, El Capitan, gonna head back to the free throw line. One more media timeout here in this second half. A 3-point game between the Waves and the Crown. The exciting finish on the other side here on UPSHOT League TV. Coming down the home stretch here in Jacksonville on UPSHOT League TV. 2:25 on the clock. The Waves in front, 92-89. Feels like a similar score, not just to every UPSHOT League game this season, Alexis, but certainly every time these 2 teams square off. The fourth, ever meeting. The Crown won the first, 103-95. Jacksonville took the second, 98-86. As Lily Grissett heads to the free throw line, 0 for 1 on this trip, as it stays a 3-point ball game. And then on June 3rd, the third meeting between these two, 67-59, a little bit lower scoring, but that one was marred by turnovers. 20 for Jacksonville, 25 for the Crown. They both have done a much better job of taking care of the basketball. Grissett splits the trip. It's back to a 2-point ball game. Both teams, 90 plus. There's Ariel Hearn, spots up inside the arc. Bloody lip, no problem.
Ariel Hearn over the extended arms of Shaquilla Nunn.
And they are going to call that a 3. Here's Reagan Richardson, the answer on the other end. She's got 6 threes tonight.
Reagan Richardson said, you get one, I get one too.
Under 2 to play, a 2-point ball game. There's Hearn, crossover on Onya. Darts into the paint.
Oh,
gets it off to Renaya Davis.
That was nasty.
Somehow slithered that one into the arms of the hometown hero. Here's another 3-ball on the way from Richardson. That one is short. Kayla Pointer looks at the Jumbotron. Score, time, place. Her team up 97-93. A much-needed stop. Hearn almost had it stripped away by Richardson. Back up on her feet. 8 to shoot. Pointer, now 5 to shoot. Deja Kelly's hand in her face. High steps, weaves her way. Bulgak gets it off in time, but the 3-ball is short. That's the first shot clock violation for either team.
Wow. I'm still, Mia, stuck on that pass by Ariel Hearn to Renaya Davis. That was tough.
Timeout is called. It's the reset from Trisha Stafford Odom. She'll still have one more timeout.
There it is right there. Woo.
In the final 105. Renaya Davis has 13, but all 13 have felt so critical in this 4-point game. As we tip under a minute, left-handed hook shot from Onya, no. Bulgak cleans up the mess.
I love the look going to the interior. But like I said before, patience by Onya. Absorb that contact from Bulgak.
Ariel Hearn, if that one had gone,
yeah, that was tough.
Time to head to Vegas. Everything going Ariel Hearn's way. It doesn't, but she will head to the free throw line.
Really good heads-up play.
Michelle Onya's night is done. She finishes with 15 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block. Chloe Welch will check back in. Smaller lineup coming for Trisha Stafford Odom's team. Down 4, potentially more, depending on what happens here at the line. Should this score hold, Jacksonville would be the first team to 10 wins in this inaugural season of the UPSHOT League. I don't know if that came across the broadcast, but I'll repeat it. Busted lip, easy money, and now almost a steal on the other hand. Instead, Reagan Richardson, a 3-point play the traditional way.
Reagan Richardson said this ball game is not quite over yet.
33.3 on the clock, and number 3 delivers.
21 points on the night for Reagan Richardson. She's been able to find her groove. 5 of 7 from the 3-point line. Her first trip to the free throw line tonight. Let's see if she can finish out the 3-point play.
Previous season high was 19 points. Second-year pro. Started her college career at Georgia before wrapping up at Duke. Ariel Hearn will check out. I believe will be her 6th as Richardson completes the 3-point play. KP gets fouled here on the top of your screen. That's going to go against Nunn. Snoop, Brianna Turnage has checked in for the second time here tonight. With Air Hearn, we believe, fouling out in this game. Clutch free throw from Kayla Pointer. KP's gonna have to hold down the fort. She ties a career high in the UPSHOT League with 11. Misses the second, stays a 4-point game, poked away by KP. Kayla Pointer's calling for a travel. Deja Kelly's headed the other way. Here's Kelly, darts through the paint, stripped away. And it's gonna be Charlotte basketball. 18.7 on the clock.
Deja Kelly wanted a foul right there.
I believe
Jess Bogie wants to take a look at that. Yep.
And so Jess, finally, the twirly finger syndrome, as I like to call it, actually is not for naught, as this play will be reviewed. And by for naught, I mean that too often it is, you know, folks are twirling their fingers prior to that 2-minute mark in regulation. Dominique Hunter puts the headset back on. Going to take a look on whether or not this was a foul on Deja Kelly. No, not a foul on Deja Kelly.
Off on her.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. But to Deja Kelly's defense, she might have gotten away with a foul call there.
But again, fouls cannot be reviewed.
Exactly.
Just out of bounds plays.
Which is unfortunate.
So depending on what this ruling ultimately is, Alexis, let's say it does stay here with Charlotte. 18.7 seconds on the game clock, down by 4. If you're Tricia Stafford Odom, what are you drawing up?
Yeah, you don't have to go for a 3. Quick basket, try to get a steal, quick foul. If it stands right, 2-possession game, I personally don't think you have to go for a 3. I think you could get a quick 2 inside, whether it be, I mean, you can really go for any one of those people to get a bucket, but on defense, get a quick foul, see if they can go 1 for 2 from line again, or 0 for 2. Call timeout, reset timeout, get it in.
Which Charlotte does have 2 more timeouts. I misspoke. I thought that reset timeout earlier was their second to last. It was their third to last.
Well, the reset timeout doesn't go towards their overall timeout.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did use the 1, though.
They did use the 1, exactly.
So 1 less for Stafford Odom to work with here in the final 18.7 seconds. We know Deja Kelly can get up the floor in a hurry. That's a non-issue. And we know that she can shoot the 3 ball at least tonight. She's 3 of 6 from distance. Reagan Richardson, 5 of 7. She's got a career-high 21.
And just for the fans at home, reset timeouts, no huddles. You move the ball in the front court, and you can throw it in the back court. Doesn't go against your overall total fouls. I honestly wasn't aware of that until, I guess I just forgot. And I talked to I talked to Taj down in Savannah, and I'm like, wait, they were out of foul, they were out of timeout. She was like, no, the reset timeout doesn't go towards their overall. So I was like, no, that should be a technical foul. They should be shooting free throws because you can't call a timeout if you don't have any.
Right.
But shout out to Taj.
Shout out to Taj McWilliams Franklin, the All-Star, the 14-year WNBA vet, and the VP of basketball operations here in the UPSHOT League. Again, 2 games in action tonight. This one here in Jacksonville. Greensboro and Savannah. I believe this game has wrapped up. Let's take a look. Yes, indeed, it has. This one ultimately goes to the Savannah Steel, 91-82. And so Savannah's losing streak comes to a close. Meanwhile, back here in Jacksonville, it'll stay on this end with Charlotte.
Well, like I mentioned, quick 2 for the Charlotte Crown. get a foul, send Jacksonville to the line, and cause reset timeout and see what you can get.
Welch to inbound. Couldn't get it in initially. Bulgak denies. We'll do it again. 0.3 seconds ticked off the clock. Durr, Kelly, Richardson, and Nunn join Welch on the floor. This time, able to inbound it to Nunn. Here's Kelly, one-on-one through the lane, and fouled on her way to the hoop. The one thing that Kayla Pointer couldn't do. Deja Kelly has a chance to cut it back down to 1 with 13.5 on the clock.
Deja Kelly. And you said it, Mia. Wow. Tough move by Deja. And one that, like you said, Mia, that's one thing that you don't want to do. Is foul there. But Deja Kelly just really crafty guard, can get to her spots and really change the.
She misses her first free throw of the night. Can't get the putback to fall. It stays here with the Crown. Nunn and Bulgak vying for it. It's going to stay here with Charlotte. Timeout is called by Stafford Odom. This time would think they're drawing up a play.
For sure. Now, my question for you, do you go for the three-point shot here, or do you try to get something going towards the basket?
I think if your first option is a Reagan Richardson catch and shoot, if you see her, if you are Chloe Welch inbounding the basketball, if you see Richardson open, yes, then you certainly look for her. If not, then I think you have to resort to the two-point play and play in overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, perhaps Deja Kelly at this point in time for three. I know she, again, entered this game 17% from distance, and she is 3 of 6 from long range. So, I mean, hey, maybe if Deja's open, too, maybe you draw up a 3 for her.
Overall, Charlotte has found some success from the perimeter, 50% on the night.
Yeah.
8 for 16.
And that's been the bugaboo for them.
Yep, exactly.
Only made 3 threes the last 2 games against Jacksonville. They've got 8 here tonight. And if you're just Bogie in Jacksonville, you obviously deny on the inbound.
Yes.
And then you just do
Switch
not foul.
everything. Don't foul.
They're having fun here in the stands of Vystar Veterans Memorial Arena. We hope you're having fun at home. An instant classic coming down to the wire once more between the Waves and the Crown. Welch to inbound, guarded by Griggs. Let's see what the Crown drew up. Nunn collects it. Shot clock winding down, and somehow, some way, Kayla Pointer and the Waves are going to escape. Shaquilla Nunn tried to get it to Deja Kelly. The pass just out of her grasp. KP tips it away. That's the end of the day.
And shout out to Kayla Pointer. Got the start on the night. First start of the season. 11 points. She finished off with her career high with the absence of Cheyenne Sellers. Big time play to end it. I mean, what can I say about Kayla Pointer?
And on replay, it really does look like that.
Yes,
that
that was
pass
clean.
was not thrown behind Deja Kelly.
That was clean.
Great position, body positioning by Kayla Pointer.
Yep.
That is all of 5'7" going up against 5'8". She's given up an inch to Kelly. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Wow. I mean, we had a player of the game, albeit, I mean, obviously, Air Hearn, 23 points on the night. Lindsey Pulliam had an exceptional night, 19 points. But, I mean, Kayla Pointer to step up big in the crunch time like that, the way she did, first start of the night.
And we didn't know that Cheyenne Sellers would be out of this game with the ankle until about 20 minutes before this game tipped off. She did go through pregame shoot-around, ultimately ruled out of this one, is expected to return tomorrow. But for Kayla Pointer to step into the starting lineup, critical minutes down the stretch. Don't forget that free throw she made as well, which proves all the more important as Jacksonville prevails 100-98. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention, though, Deja Kelly, a new career high, 32 points. Shout out to Reagan Richardson as well, a new career high. She had 25 in this game. The 1-2 punch, the former Tar Heel, the former Duke Blue Devil, providing much of the firepower for Stafford Odom. Lily Grissett, 20 points, the bulk of that coming in the second half. Onya fouled out, but she finished with 15 points as well. Those 4 in double figures for Charlotte. Jacksonville, 6 players in double figures. Davis, Pointer, Pulliam, Hearn, a team-high 25, Bulgak, and Taylor Soule.
Wow.
The best part is these 2 teams back in action tomorrow. Tell me this, Alexis. What transpires between now, 9:31 p.m. Eastern, and 4 o'clock tomorrow when we tip off between the Crown and the Waves once more?
I think right now, as you just said, all of that, Mia, 32 points for Deja, 25 for Reagan, and so on and so forth. Obviously, the offensive firepower is there. They did a really good job of limiting their turnovers, only 14 on the night. I mean, really good job by Jacksonville, only 7 on the night. Watch a little film, clean up the little mistakes. Right now, it's just mental errors for the Charlotte Crown. Nothing too that jumps off the page for me. I think they did a phenomenal job in this second half of just playing really good defense, finding their spots. I mean, Deja Kelly, though, wow. Reagan Richardson, they really came up big in the second half. It really sucks that they lost this one, 32 points on the night for Deja Kelly. Like I said, though, as Deja Kelly goes, Charlotte Crown goes, and I think they'll have a bounce-back performance tomorrow, though.
Hey,
this is going to hurt a little bit for them. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder tomorrow.
Less than 24 hours to turn around, though, and do it again. We will be back here on UPSHOT League TV, 4 p.m. tomorrow between the Waves and the Crown. Our final score, Jacksonville 100, Charlotte 98. We thank you so much for joining us here on UPSHOT League TV. On behalf of Alexis Pierce and our entire crew, I am Mia O'Brien saying so long from Jacksonville. We will catch you guys tomorrow.